Hi and welcome to another Fillball photography tutorial video. This one might seem a little basic, and I don't really intend to do a lot of Adobe After Effects tutorials right now, but I was looking for this on YouTube and really didn't find a very good quality tutorial for this. The idea behind this video is how to save a large project into a fairly small file size that you might upload to YouTube. Now the problem is, if you go to just render everything as an AVI file, you'll find that just a 3-minute video like this in 720p will end up being about 20 gigabytes. AVI is a lossless format, and so you're getting everything kind of like the way if you saved an image file as a TIFF. You're not doing any kind of compression to it at all. So there's a few different alternatives. And this video is intended for users of CS5, Adobe After Effects. If you're using CS4, things might be a bit more obvious and might be a bit easier. But anyway, the idea here is that you take your composition and you go to Make Movie, and it's going to put things in the render queue. Now I have a different default setting here, but you would click the Output module and it gives you the Output module settings. There's a few different options for the formats, as you can see here. Now the AVI file is a lossless format, so that would be AVI up here. That would be like getting the whole thing with no compression whatsoever. So for example, this file that I'm working on here, about 3.5 minutes, is 20 gigabytes. I can save it as an MPEG-2, DVD or Blu-ray levels, or the other alternative is a QuickTime. That 20 gigabytes in an AVI file works out to be about 8 gigabytes in a QuickTime. It's a little less than half the size. So that's a pretty good reduction, and when you watch the QuickTime version of it, you can rarely tell that there's been much compression done. But the really powerful kind of compression, and it's kind of I guess subjective, but if you want to really compress things down, if you click Windows Media, the default settings are basically awful, and you're going to have to click on Format Options. The default settings in CS5 is image quality 50 and only 300 kilobits per second maximum bit rate, and that's just too low. My 20 gigabyte video ended up being only 11 megabytes as a Windows Media file. And that it was just so small and the image quality was destroyed. So what you would do is turn this up to 100, and then this bit rate is kind of like the next quality slider that you might use. 5000, the 20 gigabyte movie was down to 111 megabytes, and it uploaded to YouTube pretty quickly, and when you watch it in 720, it still looks pretty good. You could probably find some artifacts in it if you pause it and look at it and really sort of analyze it, but for most people you wouldn't notice much. So it's a pretty handy level of compression, and you can turn this up and down. I could even go up to the sort of maximum settings and still have a much smaller file than I would have had as an AVI or even a QuickTime movie file, and still maximize the quality as a Windows Media file. So there's a great deal of compression here, but it's variable, and you can sort of tune it to get what you want. So I think this is kind of powerful stuff, because whenever I've tried to upload anything in the multiple gigabytes range to YouTube, it tends to really take a long time. My upload speed isn't that great, and anything goes wrong, it just kind of hangs up and gets stuck. I know there's a powerful uploader tool for folks for big files, but it still didn't really seem to work that well for me. So the output module settings are the key there. The other thing to always remember is to check that you've got your audio output box clicked by default when you're making AVIs. That's usually not the case, so sometimes you'll miss audio files that way. That's a big source of frustration for people in After Effects. So then you would hit OK, and there you go. Just go ahead and render it, and you'll have yourself a much smaller Windows Media file to play with, and there'll be some compression in there, but you probably won't notice it. So hopefully this was useful for people with CS5. Thanks.